Welcome back. When police or the DA's office needs assistance investigating a crime, they often turn to the CBI. But recently, we uncovered the CBI has been dealing with its own set of problems, more investigations and limited staff.
And our Patrick Nelson is joining us live this morning with how the issue is being addressed and what it really means for our communities, Patrick.
This was a big need, and that's why it was addressed in the state budget. When you compare the staffing levels of other state investigation agencies across the country, the Colorado Bureau of Investigation is dead last. It's why CBI leaders say bringing more investigators on board is a must. The reinforcements aim to help local law enforcement agencies manage needs and to address unsolved crimes. The plan is for CBI to add 107 full-time employees over 3 years. Those positions include CBI agents, forensic scientists, and crime scene investigators. The total price tag, more than $15.2 million.
In times of crisis, when there are these big cases and things like that, we can be requested to come in and provide those additional resources to ease up on those local agencies so that they can dedicate their resources to other crimes, to other patrol duties.
These additional resources will also allow CBI to establish a unit dedicated specifically to cold cases.
And these are cases that are 3 years or older. And again, we can provide that investigative assistance. We have our lab members who can provide the forensic piece to that to assist in these cases and hopefully bring resolution.
Newly hired CBI investigators will be expected to get to work right away.
We expect the agents we hire to come in on the first day and be able to investigate a homicide.
Cyber crimes, fraud, and scams are another area a specialized unit will hope to make positive gains, even though in many cases, the crooks are overseas.
We've been working really hard with our banks to try to prevent the money from leaving our shores to begin with. We may not catch the bad guy, but we're helping our victims and saving their money.
And it's important to note this will actually be the first staffing increase for the CBI since 2018, but it's important to remember that the way the law is written, it's up to our local law enforcement agencies to request these resources. So the CBI doesn't come in and override our local law enforcement. They actually have to be asked to come in.
So I guess, is there going to be an immediate impact from these additional resources? That's my question.
Just from having that conversation yesterday, what I've learned is I think in our rural areas with those smaller law enforcement agencies, they're going to be able to call on these extra resources, and it's going to allow them not only to have more expertise in the way of investigators, but also access to the state crime lab. And then we also talked about this addition of this special unit for cold cases. And so there's a lot of families that have waited a very long time for justice, and they may just finally get it.
Yeah, boy, staffing shortages everywhere, but this really has an impact for sure. Thanks, Patrick.
Thank you, Patrick.